Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah. Hustle, step it up. Hustle, step it up. Haters, buckle up. Social authority coming for you, suckers. Better listen up. Better listen up. Better listen up. Hustle, step it up. Hustle, step it up. Haters, buckle up. Social authority coming for you, suckers. Better listen up. Better
Oh, yeah.
listen up. Better listen up. Contact. You get what you
It's the best part.
Mindset, gotta keep it on track. Fuck anybody standing in my way. I'm coming for everything I ever wanted today.
Yes. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So welcome back. I just did a show earlier and we've got another one. We've got Zach Jalbert this way on the screen. This is the man that built the socialauthority.ai website. And we've got Pat Immig. He'll be our referee for today. It is Halloween, folks. It is Halloween, folks. He's going to be throwing some flags on plays. We've got King Jalbert here, and we're going to be talking about SEO for ROI. And the cool thing about this, that's right, that is. And we have a lot of fun with these guys. And one of the reasons is I've known Pat since I was in high school. We went to high school together. And I was pretty weird. So like you were one of the only dudes that actually wanted to even talk to me at first. But then eventually everybody
dance around those rings and spectrums. There you go.
That's right, Hilton. And so Jalbert comes into the mix. He's got some serious SEO skills. And the cool thing about SEO now, and again, this is so cool because even the CEO of Instagram announced this, and that's that SEO from your videos, your carousels, your pictures, your uploads on Meta devices are now searchable through Google SEO. And so you are ranking every single time that you post on social media, which can help lead people to your website, can help lead people to your forms, your offer, and your services. And that's exactly why we do the Social Authority Show in the first place, is because we want to help people get more deals. And so, Jalbert, what do we got here with the book? SEO for ROI. Where are people going to be able to find it? And if you could give people one tip, that's one of the biggest tips in the book, what would that be?
SEO for ROI, going to be on Amazon on the 13th of November.
Got it.
It's right around the corner. If you want early access, I can get you a digital copy for free. I will get anyone listening right now, they can get quick early release. One tip from the book. If you are going to create content, make sure that it's stuff that your salespeople and the rest of your company actually want to use. Do not let someone create blog content and, thinking like there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. If you are not satisfied with the quality, or if you don't see stuff actively getting better in the way that you want them to be, then you've got to rethink your content, because that's how customers experience business now, is through your content, your video, your blog, your email content, your social media, everything. That is how customers, that's the lens they see you through. So
100%.
Make it great.
And even for people, and I hate to say it because I am a video producer and we sell video marketing. That's our strength. It is true that if you hate video, there are alternative routes that you can take. Like you said, blogging, newsletters, all those things. But I'm at a point now where, and Zach, tell me how you feel about this, but I almost feel like you have to have video now, or else people don't even believe that you're a real person or a real service or a real business, because they
100%.
can't actually see you.
Well, Pat, you know this too, that, video is really the only thing that people can trust nowadays. So I think that a lot of the times companies, they want to sit in a bubble and have marketing go fight these battles and create these assets or go get the leads and bring them to them.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of work to do in that regard, but it's exactly as you said. It's like if people aren't watching videos of you, like I don't with and also with AI, I guess this is the best advice I can really give you is pretty soon people aren't really going to go on websites like they used to. They're not going to have to. They're going to be able to go on ChatGPT. Yes. Like there's real ways people connect and SEO is going to be extremely important for as long as people want convenience. SEO is it's really the quickest way to just win someone over is to be the number one ranking website for the service. But on the flip side, when they get to your site, video is going to make you stand out. It's going to make you actually authentic. And that's a big part of my book too, actually, is how important Google is. Google owns YouTube. So it's all in there. It's all in the ballpark.
Yeah, and YouTube with the integration of like the YouTube podcast feature, I think that's huge.
Yeah, it's gotten very podcast friendly over the last, I've noticed 6 months, it might be longer than that, but yeah, you can not only can you upload your long form podcast video, obviously, but they've got the podcast section, that audio.
Right. We got to get your microphone. Your microphone's being funny. We got to get it connected or something in there, right? Get it on there, Jalbert.
Now.
Yeah, you might need to just talk closer into it. Mine echoes a little bit too in the hub.
Yeah, so I was just saying they've come a long way. YouTube has in the last 6 months, even just with, you can obviously always have your long form video podcast posted as video, but now they've got the actual podcast sections. So there's a lot of folks that, even though it is a video, it's straight audio, and they just have it on in the background, no different than Spotify or radio. So all that stuff builds authority for, your brand with the website. And then, like Zach was saying, even if the website itself loses a little value down the road because you don't have to go there, having the ranking when someone searches for it is still the key. Right?
Well, and I also think that, and Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, but just for me, I always made sure I had a .com, even if it was a freaking landing page, because it helps me convert. You have to have something, dude. Even when you were at my house, at first, I'm hard-headed. But Zach's got these great ideas. He's like, I like Social Authority Collective, but like your show is called Social Authority. You're already using all these AI tools to make short-form videos, captions, this, that, and the other thing for clients that already pay your bills. Why would you not start to really step into being someone that is a consultant for AI tools, help them make their videos? You're using these tools, market those tools. What if you become a brand ambassador for Suno because you can make songs? That's the app I use.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I love those songs.
But it's just like, dude, what you said was so accurate because we're already using AI. I speak at AI events. Everything is going AI. Go high level. And the AI calls, responses, agents, ChatGPT for scripting. At what point do you say, hey, we want to have an AI offer or an AI group, or that's the name of the website? And so we took exactly what you told us to do. And in a few months, our socialauthority.ai website was essentially, part of your, input into the brain of our rebranding as an education forum, because I don't even necessarily need to charge for Social Authority itself. I just need to bring value to people so they hire our media agency.
Yeah. And websites are just, it's a conversation that I'm sure every marketing person and every business owner is going to have with themselves is like, what is the future? Because if they're not going to be visiting our site as much, is that a bad thing? I think that's something where, markets are, the more competitive your market is and more competitive the city you're in, websites are just going to bring credibility. Marketing is going to give you an advantage.
Yep.
That's really the bottom line. I think that just customer expectations are so high in terms of what they expect from a company who wants to keep them and wants to charge, especially ones that want to charge what they're worth. Marketing is going to be one of the quickest ways to get there. SEO is going to be one of the quickest ways to get there. And we're not just talking like, hey, we got this many leads how do we get, this next number of leads? We're talking like everywhere across the board. There's improvements, like the quality of lead, the
Right.
conversations with your market, the way that people perceive you, they're willing to pay more, just better customers in general. I've seen it happen so many times. So, and that's why I wrote the book. That's why I wrote the book, and that's why we're here right now.
I love that. And dude, that's part of the reason why we've really kind of analyzed this year how we want to approach the entire meetup thing and the whole how we do the recordings and how we're working with people, because virtual is such a impactful forum. This is so easy for us to do outside of making time within the business that we run. But this is such a great way to communicate with people all over the world. And we're going to have to learn how to be more virtual. We're going to have to learn how to do masterminds virtual. I have friends that are doing these AI for business masterminds. I'm doing their event in Vegas next week, and there's thousands of people on there. It's like a virtual Zoom mastermind, and anybody can get on there. That's a great lead funnel. Then what do? They bring it in. They got their website, their Facebook group. It's all ranked. It's all verified, and they can run ads. It's like, dude, there's so many tools now.
Yeah, it's an experience. And there are tools, and it does become pretty exciting when you realize all the options at your disposal. But marketing is an experience. Like I said, marketing is not necessarily just one thing anymore. It's like how people communicate with businesses, how they learn about a business, how they shop, how they become a fan and then start referring them to their network. It's one of those things where people do get excited because they want to feel like they're going to experience something worthwhile. They're going to go through something that's valuable, and you set those expectations up from the start when you have that stuff too.
100%.
More video, 100%. That's honestly, I tell companies all the time. I say, if you're not looking seriously at YouTube, you just really aren't connecting the way that you probably need to be connecting with your audience.
Dude, and that's part of the reason why I've started to stream to the Facebook. Then we run the YouTube file through a system. It's called Taja. It's another AI system. Yeah, it helps us locate keywords, clips, and this and that. The clips and the edits that the software produces, they're garbage. But the way that it's able to identify what we do need to clip by hand and make look nice for our clients is very helpful. And sometimes 3 out of the 10 suggestions are nice little value promos.
Which also, along that line, you can always tell, I can at least, I'm sure Pat, you can too, when a company is using like the AI clip cutter.
Oh yeah.
To do what you're talking about, but that's all they're doing. And it's like, what was this video I just watched? It was like 5 seconds of it was really good, and then the other part made no sense. And it's like, you still need that. That's an example of, yes, AI was used to clip the stuff, but you don't have a human creative overseeing that and putting the actual story together. It's gonna run flat. Unless you get really lucky every single time.
Well, and this is where I believe that the human component wins if you're able to use. And again, I need to just start telling people what we use because, and Gary Vee says this, 99% of people are so lazy they won't do anything anyway. Those are not my customers. We're only applying to the top 1% of the 1% of the 1% already as it is. And if my dumb ass has moved into that category of targeting, then you should probably be doing that too. Because as I always tell people as well, being a successful business person doesn't mean that you're smart. It just means that you're really great at something that helps other people. But people get into business thinking too much about themselves.
Right, and you see that I see that a lot with local businesses and major brands when their actual marketing focuses on them and not the customer. And it's like 25 years ago, it was kind of cool if like you were the number one in the industry and like you told your customers that. And there's ways to do that where you're still making it about the customer experience. It's like, okay, you're number one, so I can rely on you to do a good job. But eventually, you have to have the marketing has to be about the customer, no matter what industry you're in. And it's so many times it's all like you said, it's about people do it, and it's about them and only them, no, that's gonna not work out.
Well, and Zach will chime in here too on this one. It's like the main reason why anyone would even bring in a service provider for anything is to, one, save on time, and two, get some kind of specific deliverable from that person that they can monitor, and three, get a result. And the thing about SEO or a website or posting on video tab every single day for a company or a client, these are very simple things that you should have on your team. You don't have someone that can help you do your landing pages or funnels, then you better know how to do it yourself. If you don't have somebody that can help you film and produce your show and post clips every day and manage your social media, and then you do it yourself or you don't have it. Okay, well, then you need to hire someone. People need to get over this idea that they don't need a marketing team or that it needs to be completely outrageous to have a marketing team, because brands like us are very affordable and competitive compared to these big corporate agencies. Mm-hmm. And we can go straight toe to toe with any one of them.
We can. Well, but you know what, though? I think the difference, though, is the dedication and really being able to lead. Because not all marketing agencies they have like a leadership capability. You know, they have a lot of the times you're going to find that they have their services, they kind of have like their system worked out, as we all do. But the component of like someone who actually can bring a vision to life is very rare. It's extremely rare. And realistically, you know, everyone has a different background. It's very hard. When I meet marketers, you know, we kind of have to like feel each other out in some regards. Like, okay, well, wait a minute. What is your philosophy? What do you want to make sure happens at the highest level? Like, what's the most important thing to you? You know, values are really important too. So I think it's not just like affordability. I think that a lot of really talented marketers out there, they can help you with your vision of like where you're trying to go. And
I love that.
Big.
Because you get too big, like, and again, I'm sure VaynerMedia's got some of the best creatives on the planet, but Gary V is probably not going to be working on your account.
Probably not all the way.
And again, that doesn't mean that his people aren't good or that they're not like the best, because they are. And we probably wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for Gary V. But like, again, he knows that. I've discussed it with him backstage, but the moral of the story is he would be encouraging me, like he always has, and you and Pat, to literally become the next generation, because he can't carry all the weight forever. So who's going to like come up and be those people for the younger folks that are 18 or 19 now that are in a position to where they're not the big corporate thing? Because Gary has kind of become the big thing now. He's not the like underdog like he used to be. He kind of still is in the way that he delivers, because he embodies that. But his brand isn't small anymore. He's not the underdog anymore. He's got the millions of followers and the millions of dollars, and he's got a lot of influence. But how are we following that output level as entrepreneurs? Because the businesses that we work with, their output is every single day. And so then if I have to turn around and I have to service, and you're going to like this part too, a company that isn't really willing to put into work to that other company's standard, I can't even onboard those people, because it takes away from Cavallini or Robert Love or any of the Kyle Mallion or any of these other people that have already been doing it every single day for years that are getting results. And those are the only people that I can even afford to take time for anymore.
I have a question. You mentioned Cavallini. How does he make that food taste so? Like, I'm dead serious.
It is good.
For being healthy, it's pretty good, huh?
It's like, I can just crush that, and then like the key lime chicken, if you ever get.
Oh yeah, it's heat. I use the Beast. I'd order the Beast meals. So the meals, I can weigh them more, because they're like 55 grams of protein. So if I eat 2 of those a day and have a protein shake or 2, then I pretty much hit my protein for the day. And so then when you start to use someone like that to do your meals, you start to realize that you really weren't counting certain things that you probably should have been counting. But now that it's on the label, it's easier to count. It's this. This is the same thing. Outsourcing your meal prep so that you've got your macros in the refrigerator without cooking anything. How much is that worth to you? It being ranked on Google with a great website, and you're making money off people coming and clicking and filling out the form and experiencing your brand, and your social media is updated. You've got a real company now. You really exist in the digital ecosystem. Well, if you spend, $5 to $10 a month on that, most people who say, oh, well, I'm making more money, I don't mind spending that money. Or, oh, well, I've bought my time back. I'm healthier. I feel better. I perform better on stage. I perform better on podcasts because of these meals. It's worth the ticket price. If it's $250 a week, number one, we're promoting nutrition solutions right now, so that's part of the marketing of my brand anyway. But number two, I feel better and I perform better, just like your business performs better with the stuff that we're talking about. I think it's important. It's important for business owners to not even think about it as anything other than you don't have a business if you don't have these things. A website, social media, you know what I mean? Whatever kind of content source, podcast or whatever, you got to pick something and do it. Turn that into blogs, turn that into videos, turn that into updates on text, pictures, images, update the blog.
Yep. It's important.
Or you don't have a business anymore in 2025.
Well, you're not identifiable. I mean, but there's hustlers, hustlers can magnify themselves with the right team. But I can't argue with this though, because I will say this. I've worked with a lot of companies that have hired marketing managers like out of college. Some even were graduate level students. And they were like, they're like, I don't understand how I would be able to get all this done without you guys.
Well, that's the multiplier. That's what I call the multiplier. Like you've got, as a business owner, all these ideas and this creative vision and the passion behind your brand. And like, if you've built this business, then you've invested a lot of your life and your heart and your time and your energy. It's like your baby. We want to make sure as marketers, as developers and website builders and creatives, that we take that heart and that passion, and that's what we sell. It's not the product. I like what you said about experience. The experience of the company as a website or as an SEO provider. We want to take people to a forum where they go there, and it's a digital forum where they can experience your brand. What are you all about?
It's important that
when there's that experience, that's when you create natural brand loyalty. Whether they even realize that that's what it is, they're a part of an experience now. So they're more likely to be loyal to you because
And I think that that's where the business of just business merged with like what musicians and Michael Jackson and Elvis did 75 years ago, was just promoting themselves as rock and roll stars. Now anybody can promote themselves like a rock and roll star because you don't need MTV. You just need your phone and YouTube.
Yeah, I think that it's another one of those things like authenticity and just it's connection. And like I said, like customers just this is kind of what they like. If they're going to a company who's trying to charge what they're worth, marketing is going to help you get there a lot faster. It's just going to make everything seem there's less friction, there's more trust. Everyone they're going to be able to envision what their life is going to be like, hopefully better after they hire you. There's so many aspects to just working in this market with the way that people shop nowadays. I want to say one thing too about like a book concept that I have coming out. So if you're already doing SEO and you are like, I think I kind of hinted at, hey, you need the best content that you possibly can have and your whole company needs to be buying into it. I will say this, if you have someone you hired for SEO, or if you're just doing like the bare minimum to get by and you're in a big city, really think about investing more in SEO if you want to grow and be recognized, because it will get you recognized so much faster and it compounds as well. And that's a big reason why I wrote the book. that's coming out on the 13th is because I needed a way to basically communicate how this works and why it's important to multiple stakeholders. Like SEO itself used to be something that was very easy to just hire out, don't have to worry about it because these guys are going to take care of it. Yeah, they did a few blogs, they did a few of these. It's not like that anymore. It's not like that because you have to have video, you need to have really, really high quality content. Your website needs to be one of the I say this when I work with a client, I want your website and your marketing to be best in class. When you're compared to anyone, I want you to be best in class. And it's really becoming it's so demanding nowadays. So that's what we're trying to figure out. Like we basically said, hey, all of the things that you need to be taken legitimate, if you're looking at hiring marketing manager, or if you already have a marketing manager and they're not able to cover this stuff, we're going to basically take the price of what you are going to pay for your marketing manager, and we're going to streamline all of the work that they did. And we're going to basically give you a lever so that you can actually power all of the content you need for your marketing.
Yeah,
we've
that's
done
dope.
that. We've done it for 2 years, and the results we've seen, it's just like night and day. It is so crazy. Like all of a sudden the company can hire better people. They're getting better leads. They're getting better inquiries. Like people actually understand what they do and what they don't do.
Well,
It's
this
just
website
much
of
better.
mine, you can click
Oh, yeah.
on the website, and I helped a little bit, but not that much. But like the whole thing, I like how transparent it is. I've had a couple
Yeah.
people be like, I can't believe your pricing's on there. Why?
Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it be? If you can't, if you can't understand what that means, you don't qualify automatically. And I think that
No.
that was a really good observation that, again, my buddy Chris made, was like, dude, now that you're at a certain standard, you literally can't work with anybody below that standard or you go down. It's a true observation. It's like, dang, that's true. Like you don't work out with a group of 30 people that aren't in as great a shape as you every day, or it's going to be really hard for you to improve if you're not working with people that are better than you. And I think so many times it's like people start winning a little bit and they're like, all right, well, I just want to like make sure that I'm the best in my little pond, and that's fine. But like eventually other stuff grows in the pond, and you don't want to just be stuck in some little loophole forever either.
Yeah,
And
that's complacency.
dude, and the cool thing about what all of us do now is we can literally work with anybody in the world. You could consult on anybody's stuff. You could consult on anybody's restaurant strategy. You could give them all the scripts, all the formulas to send them from their restaurant to their website and X, Y, and Z, how to host their own show at the restaurant. Like there's so many ways for us over the next few years to do this stuff. And I think that what it really comes down to is we're targeting real people with our offers. One of the big problems I see a lot of people that they have is all their money's coming from some bullshit affiliate thing or this or that or the other thing. You're constantly relying on outside factors instead of human to human connection to make you the money.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah,
building a
I've seen-
real service-based business. That's why people want to buy service-based businesses, because they have an actual clientele. That's why there's an actual physical, tangible value on a company that's measured by the government. And they'll give you a small business administration loan to buy that company because it's an actual entity that's worth something, because they have human clients. I think people really need to remember that. Nobody's trying to acquire something that doesn't have any customers. Like the coaching circuit, your coaching should be administered by providing your service. We're all coaches and consultants in a way, but what service do you provide? And so anyway, that's why I love this topic, because websites aren't going anywhere.
No, probably not.
They're
as
just
long as
never going away.
Nope. They're home bases. I think that just as someone who's built websites for like a long time, they're more and more important. And also they help your referrals too. That's something I've realized. Like just being on the back end, like I've watched it so many times where a company isn't doing anything other than just like outreach, and then they're kind of posting on social media, and then all of a sudden they have like a nice website and they start making videos and they have an email list, and just all of a sudden like people they just start getting more referrals. So, like customers start calling in saying, "Oh yeah, like someone sent me a video of yours or someone sent me your website." It's just like you look so much more reputable. So like people are like, "Oh yeah, like you should definitely check these people out," because there's no like selling at that point. There's no like story to tell. It's just hey, look how great this company is. You
Right.
can go find out for yourself. So
Yeah,
and
they've
service
worked with this person, and this person. You know, the owner's a nice guy. That's
Yep.
how people do business now. It's not
It is.
always it for a minute there. You know, there was like the Cardone era where everyone wanted to be a celebrity investor, and I just feel like that time has kind of that's him. There's only one Grant Cardone. But like, what are you, or what is Pat, or what? I don't want. That's his persona, and I think that people are starting to get more and more real. The people that are actually on camera about who they are, what they want to be, authenticity. Like you said, we're a small business in the middle of Amarillo, Texas, and we'd love to buy your home. That's what one of our guys does, and he gets calls all the time because he's just the Amarillo guy. Like, dude,
Yeah.
there's a market for everybody. You just have to be honest about who you really are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Be yourself.
So
Authenticity.
how can we help? How can we help business owners and brands with SEO here with ROI? Because some people might not even know what that means. Like, oh, I spent money on a social media SEO company and they didn't do anything for me, Zach. What
Yeah,
makes you
yeah.
different?
Wow.
You know
I
how they
probably
are.
I probably wouldn't like starting a conversation off on that note, but I would be like, yeah, you totally have every right to be pissed because it's really important work and you're behind now that you didn't have it.
Well, yeah, and it
So it's
sucks
like-
as a business owner. You spend
sorry.
money on something and you're like, damn.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think one, you get what you pay for, right? So, you can't necessarily just assume that what happened was that someone just like cheated. That maybe there's a lot of legitimate work that someone did and you just aren't quite there yet. Maybe the landscape changed. Maybe you're in a market where it's really competitive and there's just some things that unless you address them they just can't get around. It's like you were saying, right? Like having your pricing. I had a client this last year exactly that. Exactly that. We were doing a ton of SEO and they wanted they basically wanted to just delete everything off of their website and somehow have that work out for them. And I told them, guys, disclosure is going to be real important. Because so sometimes people just there are a lot of bad actors out there. There are a lot of companies that will just take your money, but at the same time, you need to kind of have a plan and you need to set expectations, and they got to be realistic because it's an investment, right?
I love that. And I think that for service providers out there, because the trades are going to explode. And by the way, I didn't say it. The NVIDIA CEO, NVIDIA now is bigger than Apple. And he said that the trades over the next 5 to 10 years, which is why people are targeting home services so heavily in multiple angles. Everybody's like, home services, so I want to buy it. I want to help you get leads. That's the new thing because they've actually got a client base. They've actually got a book of business. And I think that how can you help companies like that? Because like me as a service provider, I had ClickFunnels, but I never really had a website. Until you were like, dude, I know it's a website, but like, put it all in one place at least, man. And it looks nice.
It does look good. One thing. So my quick explanation for that. I've worked and built home services websites for over a decade. So one of the first websites I ever built was a junk hauling website in the Bay Area in California, and the realistic approach that I can tell you is one, the affluent markets, Google is a great place to go because people trust Google. And if you are on Google, they will trust you, right?
That is
Second,
true. They've got the trust factor.
Yes. And then two is, do you even enjoy, do you actually lean on your marketing? Like, is your marketing useful to you and to your organization? Do your salespeople lean on your marketing? Does your customer base actually open your emails? Like, let's look at how things are transpiring and how we can make it better for your organization's needs, right? It's not just, and trust me, if we just want to say, hey, we just want to have the phone ringing off the hook, we just need, lots and lots of exposure and people calling us and leads, totally can do that too. But making sure you have a foundation, that is the kind of stuff where you do need to have things actually improve. You can't just hire like 4 or 5 vendors and then nothing ever really gets any better. So one, you're going to be more recognized. You're going to actually get the biggest thing that I want to do for all my clients is I want to give them a real advantage in the places where it matters most. So they're going to show up first. They're going to look better. They're going to be comparable. They're also going to have a better value narrative. People are going to take them more seriously than anyone else who's pitching them. That is the number one thing that I want just within the first 3 months is just like complete transformation. We're identifying where the advantage is. How are you going to beat your competition? How is marketing going to help you beat your competition? And then from there, we're going to build a system. We're going to make sure that all of these big 3 problems you're not going to have to run into. One, you're not going to have to worry about turnover. Okay? Because one, even if you've hired a marketer already, if they leave, because like 1/4 of marketers, they all get new jobs every year. It's like a crazy statistic, but the turnover in the marketing industry is so high. So we're going to build you a system that's plug and play. That way you can kind of have someone come in if you need support, they're getting the support they need. And then on the flip side of all of that, of just like, well, we're going to make sure that you're running this cost effectively. You can get a lot out of what you would have to pay a marketer. I think probably where you're at, Pat, to hire a marketing manager, probably going to be somewhere around $65,000 a year or so.
Right.
And
it's a lot.
And you're going to have to get them up to speed. You're going to have to make sure that they actually know what they're doing. And most of the time, they're not a full stack marketer.
Well, and that was what I was going to say. Okay, well, cool. At that point, you might as well hire you could hire our whole team for that much money.
Be like $250,000 to hire a full team nowadays. When you really break down all of the different skills that a marketing manager has to have.
Yep.
It's so overwhelming. It really is crazy. Do you know how to manage a website? Do you know how to do an email list? Do you know how to write blogs? Do you know how to do videos? Do you know how to do social media posts? Do you know how to do event management? Do you know how to do outreach? Are you helping us with our brand? Do you know how to do design, SEO, pay-per-click? I mean, we just named like you would have had to do marketing for like over 10 years to know how to do all that stuff.
That's a lot.
Take it from me. Take it from me as someone who literally freelanced and worked like 10 hours a day for a decade. And it's like even I can't keep up with all of it.
Well, and you start bringing pay-per-click into it. Well, now on top of whatever you're spending for the team, you're spending to advertise for a measurable conversion, and you don't want to blow that.
No.
It's got to bring you something, at least followers. Like you said, we should probably do that too. I've just been so busy. Was run a couple small priced ads to even get followers, get clicks on the website,
Sure.
Get people to pass through the page.
Mm-hmm.
Even that stuff's not expensive for people to do. And it starts to create a green arrow.
$50 a day, $100 a day if you're a home services business and you do like what Pat does, you do the local like a cost per playthrough ad. I mean, why not? Super effective. Super effective.
Couple $1,000 a month.
It increases your referral traffic too. Like so all full circle. You guys already said this segment, but the more social videos you have online, the more traffic you're going to get to your actual website. So it's like it all just feeds one. All feeds itself.
Well, that's what's definitely happened. Website people and social media people no longer even need to they're all on one team now, where they used to try to sell one thing or the other. And it's like, no, They all have to go together. If we don't have a good website with a good intake form and a pro level service, especially home services. If I go to your website and you're a janky ass looking plumber, I don't even want you at my house.
Probably not. Probably not.
No
Yeah.
offense.
No, you're just being realistic. It's like you got a family. You can't just have anyone going. They got to look legit. They got to be legit. They got to have good reviews. I always say this too. Like you aren't doing yourself a favor. Like cheap marketing is kind of a liability at some point. Like not having it kind of like just sends people the whole wrong vibe about you, period.
I love it.
I'll go with that.
Dude, I see people with like Sora 2 making all this dumb shit. And then they think that somebody's going to like get I saw some guy post all these things for the hard money lending. And I'm like, dude, it's cringe to think that you think any serious investor would want to leverage your money to do a deal when you're having lightsaber battles on Sora 2 to promote your brand. You look like a fucking idiot. And I love that I have the opportunity to help you, because when I played guitar on stage at 10X, I thought it was so awesome. And it was for like, hey, good job, you did it. But then everyone was like, well, don't keep doing that or you'll always be a broke ass like you are right now. And that kind of hurt my feelings at first, but it doesn't make it untrue.
Yeah. So that's also because you're a grown man and you don't confuse uncomfortable or inconvenient truths or uncomfortable truths.
No one said don't do it. It's just reformat your pitch. Your pitch is different than you being an entertainer.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I lost my train of thought. What were you just saying before that?
Legitimacy.
Yes. So the Sora 2 thing, like I've seen a lot of those locally. And that's something where if that's just for fun and it's like one thing and even let's say it goes globally viral, as long as whatever new eyeballs see it, if they actually go to your profiles and you have other stuff in place, that's okay. But again, I'm more on your side, Matt. Like you're not gonna actually convert somebody into sales. If you're just looking to get a little laugh and stuff like that as a part of an overall mix, then it's fine. But
100%.
No need to focus on that. If that's your strategy, if you look at that and go, well, I got 1,800 views on this Sora video, why isn't videos with my guys doing that?
It's the same thing. When Joe Biden was running for president, I made some funny videos of him and some funny videos of Trump, and I got a bunch of viral TikTok views, but none of those people really bought anything. Right. It's funny, and I got followers, but like, then once it was over, it was like not really that funny anymore. And it was like, okay, well, get back to marketing. And so I'm at a point now where I don't even want to talk to people that don't do business. I don't even want to talk to people that don't run companies. I don't even want to hang out with people that don't want to eat better and be healthy and be great providers for their family, because it's not someone I necessarily am targeting to even hang out with, have a conversation with, or grow with. I want to work with people that can give me SEO and give me a return of investment and help introduce me to people, and I can help them win, because the global economy's gone digital. We can connect with anybody in the world. Zach can connect anybody in the world to your website if you target that person.
That's right.
You probably could, depending on the offer, obviously. But this idea that we shouldn't take that super serious before the window closes is asinine.
It's going to be important. I mean, people want to make sure that, like you said, they don't, like, if you have a family, I don't want to just be calling some random guy that has no track record, don't know if he's insured, don't know who he's, you gotta have these things in place. And, the home services talk, like you were saying, it is true. There are it's like everyone and their mom is selling home services marketing. I've done home services marketing at agencies. I've worked for construction companies, worked with roofing companies, restoration companies. I've worked with a lot of them, and I'm not right for every single company.
No.
If you don't have higher standards, it's kind of hard to work around and make someone look credible when, they're not improving too. So I think that a lot of the times, there's just people who they want to know the quickest route to make money. I can also talk a lot about that, but I really am looking for companies that like have a vision long term and they want to be a part of the community and they want to be a recognized brand. It's just there's so much more into this. I meet a lot of companies to where they basically tell me like, oh, well, we do our own marketing, we do our own SEO, we post our own social media. And then it's kind of like what I brought up before. It's like, well, you're doing this work, but nothing's really getting better. And it's not like you're getting like a huge response from your clients. It's not like they're saying to you when they come in, oh, I saw your marketing, it was great, or your trucks look really good out there. So I really thought I'd give you guys a call because you guys look legit. This stuff matters.
Well, I love what you're saying there, because it's like, it's not like you're getting any compliments.
No.
No
like,
one, you know what I mean? Sometimes the stuff that I do that gets 300 views and it's just me on the stage in my living room. Obviously, you've been on the stage in the living room, but people are like, gosh, man, that's a nice setup.
Cool. It's cool. And you put something in, you put your work and your effort into it. It's like a big part of the book. It's like,
but like you said, it had nothing to do with, did the video get a ton of views? Did it get this or that, or look a certain way, or go viral, or blah, blah, blah. No, but it looks professional, feels professional, sounds nice. It's edited well. The experience of my brand as a video producer, you can tell the guy actually at least tries.
Oh, that's the whole thing. The effort's the whole point. Yeah. It's like, wow, you guys actually put work into this. You're proud of this company. That kind of stuff just makes people feel good.
100%.
It really does.
I like what you said there about the pride in your company. What does it say about a business owner in any, I say genre because I'm a music person, but in any category,
in the rock genre of electricians,
right? In the like electricians, like, well, okay, there's this electricity company, or there's, Jimbo. Jimbo's not going to be able to build his business the same way as a real company is. No, they're going to get more calls, more leads, more deals. They're going to have more technicians. And eventually Jimbo's either going to have to work with them or like figure some kind of real system out. Talk about how you can help people who are maybe digital consultants. Maybe they're coaches. Maybe they're not home services businesses. Maybe they're more like me. I'm a personal brand, but like you said, we're kind of a creative consulting production company and management company of people's social media pages, only social media pages. We don't do paid ads. We don't build your website. We don't really build your funnel. These are people that already have those things. They need content.
They do. They need content.
How can you help people with that get to a professional website to convert? Because I personally think that the personal branding consultant isn't going anywhere. There's always going to be those people that are great consultants, but they need a fresh look too. What does that look like? Because some of them don't even have a website. Like, me now, you've been in my house where I'm like, oh, website, dude. You're like, I know.
You know what? Yeah, that was a
But a lot of personal brand social media types, creators and stuff like that think the same way. It doesn't mean that I don't respect it or that I don't need it. I don't have time to build it.
Well, it's a different need. It's a different need in general, right? So if your livelihood and if that's how you connect with people, right? And if that's what you're proud of, then I can't like change your perception of that. Right. So, let's put it this way. Because
a lot of creators are like, well, my YouTube's my website, bro.
Right. Like, let's say I went in the
backyard.
That
is my website. It's like, no.
Sure, it's not. But
no, it's a tab on your website. It's a button.
It's something. I don't know. I don't argue with them. I just say it's perfect. But yeah.
How do we help those people? How do we help those people understand that really showcasing themselves in a different light outside of the channel, outside of the show, makes the show more valuable?
I think the first thing is that if people can Google you, that's going to make a really big difference. Okay. If I can't Google you, then I kind of have like a red flag going on, because because a lot of the times social media people and coaches, they're here to promise that they're basically offer hacking, right? So they're promising that they are going to take you from where you're at to some monthly revenue goal, or they're going to give you some type of system or some type of project that's gonna get you to the next step, right? And a lot of times these coaches, they'll say, hey, I have this guy Robert here, and Robert's one of our clients. He was making $10,000 a month, and then here he is now 6 months later, and he's making $30,000 a month. Or this is Beth, and she dropped 30 pounds. And what's basically happening is there's all these coaches out here, and this is a very real problem that you're all going to face. So so listen up if you're on the other line. Claims are not something that you are just going to be able to make on the internet soon. Like, you're going to have to actually have credibility, because it's not that hard to run an ad on Facebook and say, hey, I have this wonder solution. Even if it's true, it's just not. People are just too skeptical, and we're in a trust recession.
I was about to say that term. Yeah, I was like, what is the term? Trust recession. People don't trust anything they see on the internet.
And so you have kind of a scenario where, like, people just need to know that, you're not here today and gone tomorrow. Like, you have a track record, not of just success, but like of being in the public eye. So that means that, like, that exactly kind of what you brought up before to me, which is, we hired this SEO company, or we hired this social marketing company, or we hired whoever, and we got nothing out of it. And like, it's crazy because something had to have really gone wrong if you worked with like an agency that has credibility in your city, and like something didn't go right. Like, that would really surprise me. So that's the one thing, because they are looking for their reputation. So they're trying to, like, mitigate any problem they can with any customer, potential, future, current, past. Like, they just want good relationships, because all they are in the public eye. So that's one thing, is finding people who have like aspirations is probably pretty key. Finding people who have like a home base, who have something that like can actually be a thermometer for if, like, they're getting pissed off. Like let's say you check their social media posts and, like, they're just getting ratioed all over the place.
Like Don Lemon.
That pretty much, So I think that's like the number one thing I have maybe not spoken about today, which is, yeah, I mean, you're going to get burned by people who are essentially, they're hustlers, and they work really hard, and maybe they have a team, but like, they don't have a brand. They're not like, they're not like in their local community. They're not like going to the local high school and like giving talks. Like, they're just working hard. They're working hard, and they're hustling, and they're making money, using the internet. And it's like, sure, maybe a lot of people are jealous, or they want to know how they could do the same thing or live the same life. But that's not, that's just one type of person out there, and you really don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah, I think that the online consulting and coaching, it's only as good as you are. And so I would rather, if I'm anybody in that category, which I kind of am as a social media provider, but that it relies on our customer has to do the video workouts. You have to get on video and do the work, or I can't even post anything for you, because you weren't willing to show up to the workout. 100%. And if you don't do anything, you're even as a personal consultant or whatever, if you don't have any results, or you don't have any proof, if you've never spoken anywhere and you're just living in mom's basement, it's going to be very hard for you to make a website that says you should pay this person.
Right. No, yeah, I mean, we're going to come up with some reasons.
Well, yeah, we're going to come up with some
If
reasons, but still.
if you are, I'll say this though, if you are someone who provides outstanding work, and if you have high standards, right? If you have great client relationships, and if you are constantly in a situation where you just want like a little bit of a leg up, or like the competition is starting to kind of like appear around you now, right? Because you're in a place where you're being compared, contact me, DM me, all this stuff.
That's the game.
It can make a huge difference.
There's a lot of people on my page that are consultants and personal brand people, because obviously that's kind of what I am. But at the same time, they're building that into a real service that they sell, whether that's software for a service or whatever that is. Most of them real estate investors, but even real estate investment companies. Like if you call me from Dispo Cash Offer, Alpha Cash Offer, and you call me and you're Zach from Alpha Cash Offer and you want to buy my house, and I go to freaking alphacashoffer.com and it looks janky as fuck, I'm not selling you my house.
It's going to be sketchy. Yeah.
I'm not selling you the home. And so you just lost the deal because you're on the phone with me to buy my house and you look like a scammer, or your business looks scammy, whether you're a one-man operation or not.
100%. It's so crazy how you bring that up too, but people can verify so fast.
It's instantaneous.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on the phone and now your hands are free to type on the computer.
Right. Websites, email, social media, blogs, SEO, all this stuff. It's like customers just kind of expect it, even if they don't opt in every single time. It's like kind of nice to know, like, okay, yeah, these guys are on top of their shit.
Yeah, this guy's got his stuff together. We've heard from multiple people in the area that they're good, or this person uses him.
Here's our reviews. All that stuff is.
This guy uses him and he's super freaking particular about everything, so they must be good.
Yep. Yeah. It's like
those are the best people. They're the best.
It's all there. It's all there. That's all I can say. So
I like it.
But one last thing though.
Yeah, plug the book. Let me turn on a beat. Let me turn on a beat for this. All right, go ahead. Let's give them the book lowdown. Where can they find it? When does it come out? What's it called? Zach Jalbert, give them the lowdown.
In a world where customer verification, trust, and the knowledge is everywhere, but experiences that are worthwhile are like finding a needle in the haystack. You need SEO for ROI, navigating authority in AI-driven search landscapes. It's going to change everything. It's going to make sure that your shitty lead gen that is not actually making you look any better to customers becomes a digital brand experience. And that your team that you love working with, they're going to be better off, and they're going to be better equipped to go and fight those battles where ROI is decided. Social media is important. Websites are important. Having a great brand is important. This song is important. SEO for ROI. Get it. November 13th. Amazon. I feel like I just did a wrestling promo.
Gosh, that was just fantastic. Unbelievable. Blow the whistle. Blow the damn whistle. There's a flag on the play for unnecessary roughness.
I was starting to have flashbacks to Howard Dean in that political presidential election.
That was absolutely fantastic final promo there. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Jalbert, SEO for ROI, comes out November 13th. Yeah. This is the Social Authority Show, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you, gentlemen.
Social authority, turn it up loud. Stand in your truth, rise from the crowd. Build from the grit, we don't back down. Social authority is a hit, this is our sound.